Okay, so the Eagles' big decision is pretty much here. Meanwhile, Phillies legend Brian Dawkins has some things to say about the CJ Garner-Johnson trade. Plus, Vic Fangio low-key calls out Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, and the offense. But that's not all. Jordan Mailata already talking about avoiding a Super Bowl hangover, and the final Eagle draft news, rumors, and predictions. But first, for anyone that's new, my dream scenario is Malachi Starks or Walter Nolan out of Ole Miss. What is going on, everybody? I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Tall Podcast. If you rock with our Philadelphia Eagles, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss the videos. So we finally made it to the NFL 2025 Draft Day Eve. Unless you're watching this on Draft Day, there's some last-minute things we got to talk about as it pertains to Philly and what they're going to do. But first, let's talk about some general Eagle news in case you watched this after the draft. Like who the deciding factor was to prioritize Zach Bond. Brandon Lee Gowton tweeted yesterday, while talking about how it didn't take long for the Eagles to start thinking about winning next Super Bowl, Fangio told Governor Shapiro that Howie Roseman asked him which one of three free agents, likely Zach Bond, Milton Williams, and Josh Sweat, did he want the Eagles to keep during the bus ride to the New Orleans airport before flying back to Philly. Now, who knows? Maybe Howie Roseman knew that Fangio was going to pick Zach Bond, but he asked him right after the Super Bowl. He knew only one could stay, and Fangio had to pick the all-pro linebacker, which we all believe was the right choice. Mind you, Fangio really liked Milton Williams. Before the season even started, when he first got to Philly, he let us know that he tried to trade for Milton Williams while being with the Dolphins, but Howie Roseman said no. Still, when push came to shove, Fangio picked Zach Bond, which makes me very excited about this NFL draft because of the respect and belief that Howie Roseman has in Fangio. Watching him turn this defense from 30th to 1st lets me know that when we do select a defensive player, no matter what position or where in the draft, he got that Fangio stamp, which I absolutely trust to mold into the player he wants. He's going to pick someone who fits his scheme. I can see Fangio rebuilding something special in Philly for the remainder of his time as an NFL coach. Switching gears a little, Governor Shapiro talked about how dominant his defense was versus the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl, which we all witnessed. Then he flipped the script and asked them an interesting question, and you gotta hear Fangio's answer.
I just want to shoes on the other foot. Could you draw up a game plan to stop Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley if you had to?
Oh, we stop them in practice all the time in training camp. So, yeah.
We'll have to ask Jalen and Saquon about that, how they feel about it.
I know. It's more joking around and trolling, but I love that mentality from a DC. As for someone I didn't expect to see back in the lab working this early simply because he's supposed to be retired is BG, which he posted to IG. Again, I don't think he's trying to come back. He said his goodbyes, got 2 Super Bowls, and rode off into the sunset, but he has left the door open, and I find it interesting that he's back in the lab retired this early. Moving on to the legendary Brian Dawkins on WIP, he spoke about CJGJ and him being traded. Listen to what he said, though.
Were you surprised to see them move on from Chauncey?
Surprised a little bit. Not a whole lot, but a little bit.
Why not a whole lot?
There's just certain aspects of how the Eagles have run things in the past. If you've ever looked at the individuals that the way that individuals communicate in the past, that is not as how can I say it as raw. I'll just use the word raw.
Right.
Sure.
As he would do often. So I thought that at some point that would be something that would probably be something that would have him no longer be a part of the Eagles organization.
Quick reminder, I will be going live for the whole first round of the NFL draft. Tune in with your boy Philly Mike and LB. Now, B-Dog try to be as kind as possible, and I do like a dog mentality, right? A tough guy, a bad guy on the field. But keep it on the field. You can't be doing all this crazy stuff on social media and outside. And who knows? They said it was because of money, but he wasn't getting paid a lot. I don't know. It's over with. I wish him the best in Houston. I just thought that y'all should see what B-Dog thought about the trade. Now, before we get to what Jordan Mailata said on turning the chapter of the Super Bowl season, plus some last-minute predictions from NFL draft analysts and Eagle beat writers. Also, another top 30 visit that we had that wasn't reported until now. And one GM told Adam Schefter he won't pick up the phone for Howie. Let's hear a word from our sponsor. This Mother's Day, get her something that she will love. Matter of fact, you will love it too. Like Raycon's Everyday Earbuds. Their earbuds have tens of thousands of 5-star reviews online, and their latest model is better than ever with a 32-hour battery life and multiple connectivities that let you pair with 2 devices at once. Plus, this is new. They got a quick charge function. 10 minutes of charging yields you 90 minutes of battery. And don't worry, if your recipient is for some reason not as impressed as I am, Raycon offers you a 30-day happiness guarantee and easy returns. There is so much to like about Raycon's Everyday Earbuds, from the casing to the earbuds themselves. Again, I'm just going to pull the left one out. But look how small it is. Small earbud, comfy earbud, and it just fits right in. As soon as you put it in, you can't see it. It won't fall out, but if I turn to the left, you can see it. They come in a multitude of colors. You probably can get your skin color, to be honest. Plus, they come with a carrying case for your case. Let's put it on real quick. But this got to be my favorite thing about Raycon's Everyday Earbuds. They come with an active noise cancellation. It's a feature that I must have for whether I'm traveling, at the gym, or trying to edit/record a YouTube video while the kids are going crazy downstairs. So go to buyraycon.com/PhillyMike to get 20% off site-wide. Once again, click the link in the description box below or go to buyraycon.com/PhillyMike to get 20% off site-wide. I already got mine and my Mother's Day gift on order. Go get yours. So Jordan Mailata hopped on a phone call for WIP, and Ike Reese asked him about how's he feel to start the 2025 season, his preparation, physically, and this is what he said.
Yeah, I'm already ready. Like, we're all excited to be back. But for myself personally, I don't view it as seeing it as defending champions. Last year was last year. Last season was last season. That's done, right? I think that's part of this, what they call the Super Bowl hangover, is with the pressure of feeling like we have to defend the title. And I was honest with Sirianni. I went up to him a couple of weeks before OTAs, and I told him where I was at. And the fact is like, this is a whole new team. There's whole new faces. We should be dealing with this how we dealt in 23. Move on. The quicker we can move on, the better, because it's a whole new team. It's a new goal. What's the goal this year? Win the championship. That's just it for me. Again, I'll try to keep it as simple as possible, but I've already moved on. I've already moved on. Now, we still got to get that ring ceremony out the way before we can.
Before you officially move on. Yeah.
Listen, you just listen.
That's like the last chapter in the book. But my approach is, when we lost that one in 22 and 23, the 2023 one, we had to move on right away. Mm-hmm. So now that we know how to deal with adversity, how do we deal with success?
I love it. We don't need no Super Bowl hangover. It's all about mindset. Yeah, the team is different. We lost some pieces. Every Super Bowl team changes, but it's the mindset, the guys who did win, carrying themselves the right way, looking at the season as if we can't be the same team, the same player. We got to evolve, and that is what Jordan Mailata is doing, and I love it. Now let's start with some last-minute takes on what the Eagles are going to do in the draft. Really, nobody knows, but it's fun to guess. Anthony DeBona tweeted, ESPN's Peter Schrager has the Eagles selecting Kentucky cornerback Maxwell Harrison at 32 in his last mock draft. Now, we spoke about him a few times on the channel. I like his cover ability. If you want to talk about the cons, it's his size, height, weight, the fact that he gets a little hands, he's a little undisciplined, but the Eagles did bring him in on a top 30 visit. A lot of Eagle fans would be fine with him in the second round. They just think it's too early at 32. Some good things about him, he's super fast. He ran a 4.28. He also, even with being small, can play some physical press man coverage. He was utilized as a blitzer in Kentucky as well, so he's versatile. And the recovery speed is there with that 4.28 40. He also has quick burst to close. He did have a knack for getting the ball. 5 interceptions in 2023. He also returned 3 of the 5 interceptions to the crib. The playmaking ability is there. There's some good pros. There's some good cons. We got to leave it up to Fangio. If we move back, I can understand it, but I don't know for sure at 32. As for the pre-draft visit, the Philly Times tweeted, the Eagles hosted Penn State safety Kevin Winston Jr., which wasn't reported early. It's coming out days before the draft. So 2 of the top 30 visits that were kind of hush-hush was Walter Nolan and now safety from Penn State, Kevin Winston Jr. Could you imagine if that's the route we go? We get Walter Nolan in the first round, and then we get Kevin Winston Jr. in the second? Moving on to a beat writer co-signing a national pundit, Ed Kratz said, for those who thought I might have been crazy to have the Eagles take Mason Taylor at 32, then Charles Davis is right there with me. His mock has him doing that too. But it don't stop there. Another beat writer, Andrew Dysecco, timed in and said he sees that happening too, which would be crazy if the Eagles do go tight end in the first round. I do like Mason Taylor's game. I see blocking, route running, great hands, big playability, and clutchness. Still, at 32, would raise some eyes in Philadelphia. Now, the Eagles haven't reported all top 30 visits, and according to the reported ones, there hasn't been a tight end, although they did meet with him at the Combine. And who's to say he's not one of the unreported guys? Let me know what you think about this one. Lastly, Diana Rusani said the Browns and Giants are in trade talks with teams to move back up to the end of the first round. Browns hold pick 33, Giants hold pick 34. Could the Eagles move back 1 or 2 spots and get more capital for one of these two teams and still pick the guy that we wanted at 32 simply because they'll be coming up for a quarterback? On that note, I don't know what GM it is, but Adam Schefter said he had one GM say to him this week, this guy was talking about moving up, moving back, and Philly came up. And the guy jokes to me, yeah, we're blocking all calls from the 215 area code into our facility. Again, Adam Schefter did say he was joking around, but it's a real thing. People know that the Eagles and Howie get what they want. So be careful picking up that phone. Actually, go ahead, pick up the phone. All he's going to do is hit you with the, hey, buddy. With all that being said, let me know all your thoughts in the comment section. I absolutely love hearing from you. Hit the like, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you come through tomorrow. We will be live, me and LB, for the whole first round from like 7:30 to like 11. Tune in. We out.